There's something about the sound of the sea that feels like home. I live on the coast and I've worked in maritime industry for over 20 years. During that time, I've seen more and more women forging their careers in everything from ports to policy, from bridge to boardroom, from fishing vessels to super yachts. But let's be honest, do we hear about those stories of success? Do we know about the challenges they face and the adventures they've experienced? Well, that's where Women in Maritime comes. In a series of open and thought-provoking conversations, I'll be bringing you these stories, and I hope you can join me. Hello, so welcome to Women in Maritime, and I'm Julia Gosling. And today I'm joined by Nitzeira Watson Stewart, who is a woman of many achievements. Hello, and welcome to you. Hello, Nitzeira.
Hello, Julia. Thank you for your invitation. So I hope that this communication that we will have here will be very helpful for you, for me, and for all your guests.
Thank you. Thank you. And I again, you have so many achievements already in your successful career. You're a successful businesswoman. You're the legal representative and the chief executive officer for Nautical Institute in Panama. And you've got already 14 years experience in maritime, although you don't look like you're old enough to have that, but you have. So I would say you're relatively young for a senior person in maritime, which is great, inspiring. And maybe you could start off by telling me a bit about Nitzeira and how did you get into maritime, Nitzeira? What brought you here?
I would give you my history. It's very funny. When I was small, I told my dad that I want to be mechanic. I say that is for men. I say, so what can I study? I want to be mechanic because my dad is mechanic. He said, no, that is for men. And I say, okay, if you don't want, I be mechanic. I want to go in maritime industry. And he say like, it's a career for men. It's the same things. So I say, well, I don't know, mechanic or in maritime industry? And he say, okay, mechanic. So I say, no, I want to be in maritime industry. So him say, why you change your decision? I tell him, because you have to pay for a private school. So I would punish you and you will pay for a private school. He say, so you are punishing me? I say, yes. He say, okay, I will put in maritime industry. Nowadays, he say that he think is the best decision that he do in life because I will not have all the success that I have in my career. So that is how I stay in maritime industry. It's not because I didn't want to be in maritime industry. It was not because I feel that I see myself like seafarers or something like that. No, I used to be here because I was a bit rude when I was a child.
I love it. So you were quite rebellious,
yeah,
and you were pushing out all the boundaries there, and you kind of challenged your dad and he took that challenge on.
Yes.
And you took it on as well. And then
I think it's the best decision that I done in life. And it's the best decision that my dad do is okay. Go ahead. But I think that him do it because him say, she will not stand, every day she have to be waking up early. She have to do exercise. She will not stand all of those things, She will say 1 week, 2 weeks, and she will just say, Dad, this is not for me. This career is not for me. So him always say that him stay surprised, like, you got to do it.
But when you started on this pathway and you started out at the college, you must have then found that actually you were good at it and you enjoyed it.
At the beginning, I don't enjoy it.
It was hard?
It was hard, yes. When I tell it's hard, it's because I'm not accustomed to do exercise. I was not accustomed to waking up early in the morning. It was like something new for me. But I think that my ego don't let me quit. And after when I've been involved little by little, I say, okay, this sounds good. I like it. Let's just go ahead.
Yeah, so you pushed yourself through. Yeah. And after you started with the first qualification in maritime, then you decided law was the path you wanted to take, yes? Which has been your specialism?
My specialization, I have a master in maritime law and shipping business. But how I stay in maritime law. When I was studying English course in maritime, my professor say, you are good for a liar. I asked him why. He said, because you have good answer, and when someone says something to you, you push away another answer and you be like in the vat. So I think that you are good for a liar. I said, oh, that stay in my head. I was studying in Panama Maritime Authority. I was port inspector at that moment. Mm-hmm. So when I see the scholarship from the EAPH, I say, should I apply for the biannual scholarship? It's okay, let me apply. So when I applied, I was pregnant from my small son. My son is 9 years now. And my mom say, where are you going? I said, no, I'm just applying for a scholarship. I really don't know if I will win it. We was 47 women all over the world. When I have my son, 2 weeks after, I receive an email. Congratulations, you are the winner of the scholarships. I stay like, no, I have to say that I was not happy because I did just have my son. And I know that I have to leave my country, go out to live to another country, new cultures. I was for 3 years. So when I read this email, I was crying. And my mom say, what's happened? I say, I win the scholarship. She say, well, if you apply for it, that means that you did want it. I say, yes, boy, I only do it because I said, okay, let me apply for it. I didn't have faith that I was going to be the winner of the scholarship. So that's when she say, you have something that you don't see. You have potential. And you don't recognize the potential that you have.
Yes. So you didn't have enough confidence in yourself, but you were very competent.
Yes. So when she said that to me, I stay like, okay, my baby just had 1 week since he's born. She say, I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. I'm your mom. So if you have to take that flight and study for 3 years, take your flight and go and study. I will stay with your kids. They will be good. Don't think that the distance, you can have video call. I said, okay. But you know what is funny? When I was over there, and I do video call every day, she said, okay, stop calling every day because your kid is okay. Just take it easy. Stop calling. Just take it easy and stop calling every day. So how I stay, let's go back to your question, how I stay in what I'm doing now, because I want a scholarship, Vienna scholarship from the APH. And that is who I'm here. I think that since I win that scholarship, my professional life changed. Everything changed because I travel to another country where we have another cultures. I just have like a blow up in my mind. And I say, okay, I have potentials. Let me keep going. I keep working on a project. That is where I meet the Nautical Institute. And after that, I was receiving recognition, international recognition, because I see my potential.
Yes, and other people could see it, and then you came to realize it yourself. Yes.
Yes.
You know, Nitzeira, I was going to ask you about some of the challenges of working in maritime. And well, we just covered one of the biggest ones, didn't we? Is how it's managing family and a career. And you had a very young child as well. I mean, that's always that's a struggle. But what other kind of challenges have you come across working in a maritime, which is a very male dominated world generally?
My first challenge, I think, is to demonstrate that age is not mean if you are mature or not. When I begin in the maritime industry, my always tell me that you're a child, you are too young for doing this. So that is what I put it on my mind, that, okay, I have to demonstrate to you that successful in life is not about age. Because can I have 70 years, 60, 50, and I'm not mature enough? Can I have 20, 21, and I'm mature enough? So I think that is the biggest challenge that I get, and what encouraged me to do what I am at this moment. Because when I began in maritime industry, I received many lockdown in my face Here in Panama, we have a phrase that I will say it in Spanish and after I will tell it in English. It say, contacto mata curriculum. What that means, if you have a contact, it don't business if you have a good CV, because your contact can help you to push you in the maritime industry. So I didn't have contact in Panama. It was just only Nitzeira Watson, this girl that just studying, want to be professional in life. So I just have to knock many doors here in Panama. I received many no's in Panama. And I say, this will not just make me get sad and say, I don't want to hear about maritime industry. I say, okay, I will do it the other way. I will try to open my career internationally and after do it in my country. And that is what I do. I open it internationally and after I open it in my country. In Panama, we have another phrase that is saying, nadie es, who can I tell you? Nadie es profeta en su propia tierra. No one is prophet in their own land. So that is what, always when I'm going to conference, I always say, my biggest challenge in maritime industry is to face men and let they see that we are women can do the same. We are not strong like them. We have to know that. We don't have the same strength that they have. But we have the same capability to be professional like them. We can be a captain, we can be a maritime, we can be a CEO. It's not about gender. It's about what you can do, and it's about how are you passionate in your industry that you are working. And it's not only in maritime, we see it in many industries.
Well, first of all, I love hearing it in Spanish because it's such a beautiful language. But I also just love your attitude that you weren't going to give up. So you're like, okay, I'll go and be successful somewhere else. I'll come back and that will be recognized, which it has been. But obviously, it must have been quite painful that you couldn't, you had too many barriers in your own country, but you didn't stop. You did it. So, yeah. And I think maybe a lot of women have faced similar things where they are maybe judged a little bit differently in the workplace. So that is changing, and we hope it's going to change even more soon. It's slow though, isn't it?
We hope so.
But thinking about working in maritime, you have children, and so you've made a very successful career. Rather than sailing on ships, then you're working ashore with the work that comes ashore with running the whole process of shipping. Was that a choice really to help manage that balance?
I always say that without my mom, I could not. I have two kids. My daughter is 16 and my son is 9. And when I say, Mom, I have to go to my work, I don't have all to stay with my kid. She say, you don't have to pay a nanny sister. She say, I don't finish my study and I will see you as professional, and I would not put in many issues in your life, that you cannot go ahead. So in this way, I cannot tell you that I have challenge because I am a mom. I don't have who to stay with my kids. I have to attend to my kids, school and those things, because my mom with me is not 100%, 200%. Also, my friends, they say they are not your kids. That is your sister and your brother. Because they always with my mom.
Yes.
I have to travel. I don't have to think like, okay, who will stay with my kids? No. When I have to go and study my master, I don't have to think like, who will stay with my kids? Because my mom always is there with me. She always told me, if it's for study and if it's for work, you will always have my support. So I always say, I thank God for the mom that I have and for the opportunity that He gave me life. But it's very funny because my mom said that she didn't want to have 12 kids. But she only has 2 because she only think like, 12 kids is a lot. But I think that what can help me with my mom, that my mom loves kids. She loves kids. She always tell me that if you can give me a lot of grandchildren, I would be happy. I say, oh no, stop it.
But you're not going to go for 12?
No.
But she's happy she's got two, I think. Because she sees so much of them. Yeah, you need supporters on your journey, don't you? You definitely need supporters to help you. I'm thinking about positives of Maritime. You've stayed in Maritime and you enjoy it. Can you think about a day that's been a really special day? You know, when we sometimes get things that happen to us in Maritime that are really unique. Can you tell me about a day that you remember that was special?
The day that I remember that was special for me in maritime industry is when I received my first recognition here in Panama. That's when I say I do it.
Yeah,
that's when I say that I do it. That's when I received this call from the TV channel. They say, Nitzeira, we want to do your interview. We are seeing your background and what you are doing. Can you please come for an interview at the studio? I say, okay, I did it. But I didn't answer the, okay, as first time. I just let the email 3-4 days waiting, you know? Because I say, when I was knocking your door, you did not believe in me. So now that you see all the achievement that I receive internationally, you come and knock my door. So I say, my mom, I will not reply just one time. My mom said, yes. Okay. When you will reply, I said, no, 3 days after, you know. So 3 days after, I said, okay, yes, let me see my agenda and I would help you.
Do you know John at the Nautical Institute? John in London?
Yes, John Ryan. Yes. I learned a lot from John. When I have opportunity to speak with him, sometimes when we have meetings from the branch here in Panama, he always tell me Nitzeira, you know what have me impressed that you are very young and you achieve many things. For example, in Panama they have 10 years, they was trying to open the branch here. So when I meet in Nautical Institute, it was for be part of the Young Member Council. That was in 2019. When I went to London, they say, okay, we have one from Panama. They say, oh, Panama is nice. So when they was looking at my background, they say, we have something to tell you. I say, yes, tell me. We need you to open the branch in Panama. So I say, okay, new challenge in my life. I say, okay, I will go ahead with it. In less than 2 years, I opened a branch here in Panama. That is why that representative, they have, the other members, they have more than 10 years trying to open the branch here. And they, actually, when I send them the email that I will be ruling to open the branch here in Panama, they say you are very young. They send many emails to the Nautical Institute, saying, okay, I'm a captain. I have many years in maritime industry. How is it that this child, she's just a kid, she is just beginning. How is it possible that she will lead the process to open the branch? And they say, we see potential in here. Do you have 10 years? You cannot open the branch. So let us see what she can do. In less than 2 years, I open the branch.
Yay. Exactly.
That is when you demonstrate them that you can do it, and it's not about age. It's not about age, you know. It's about your potential, how you can do it. It's about your potential, how you can do it. It's not about age. So that is always I say that age is not determinate if you are mature or not. It's not that. It's about how do you feel that you can go ahead with something. How do you see many challenges come in your life? And you just face it. You don't say, okay, I cannot do it and just leave it this way. No.
I agree with you on the age. And I feel like I've been guilty of that bias as well before. You know, I've worked with some really amazing people. And I can remember a chap that I work with, he's done so much already in his life. And when I found out how young he was, I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. So I'm 50. And I really just assumed he was in his 30s from the length of experience that he'd had. And I found out he was 29 and he'd done so much. He'd been maritime surveyor, had his own business and worked for another national body and a real good level of knowledge. And it's really easy to just think that you can't have a good level of experience and competence without age. And I realized I'd been guilty of that as well. And Yeah. So I can see why that would come at you, that you'd be, you're too young. It won't work.
Yes, that is like a word I receive daily in my life, that you are too young. And basically when I told them that, no, I'm 37, they say, you don't look like 37, you seem younger. I said, no, I'm 37. So you seem younger, but same way you're 37, you are young. You cannot do this. You cannot go ahead with this. You cannot lead this process. And that is when I receive those comments, that is what just made I just empower myself and say, okay, I will show you that I can do it.
Yeah. And you have done it. And now you've done it, you're actually helping some other women, aren't you? What's really firing you up? What are you doing to help some other women up the ladder as well?
I have, it's not a program. I don't call it a program, I call it a community that named Lady Boss. Here in Panama, I have many women that they receive discriminations, they receive good treatment for their husband. They have, how can I tell you? Because it's very delicate. For example, I have one that she have a surgery and she lose her hand and her foot. So I have many of them. I have some of them that they have been in drugs in their life. And why me call this community Lady Boss? I spoke with them. I helped them. I told them, hey, if you have a difficult situation in your life, this don't mean that you have to just stay sick down and this rule your life, You have to take negative things and turn it in positive. You are not the first that's passing through these situations. You are beautiful. You are a diamond. You have to shine. So, Lady Boss, it's about this empowering woman. I help them okay, we have a makeup class today. Today we have a coffee day. Today we have a tea days. Today we have a painting days. We went to the park, we paint. I help them with psychology. So many things so they can know that they have potential. That is about Lady Boss. So when sometimes someone here like Lady Boss, they think that, okay, this is about maritime industry or something like that. I say, no, it's not focused in maritime industry. But also I have women that they belong to Lady Boss and them in maritime industry. And they have difficult history, difficult this situation, For example, if them on ships, they have part of someone rape them, and many things of this. So we always try to put our history so they can say, I passed through this, but no, I am this. I was turned off, but no, I am turned off. And the situation that happened to me, it helped to empower other women. So that is what I doing with Lady Boss. And we have 3 years since now. We have a lot of partners. Thank God for this. That I say is a good and nice community. We always do one conference in the year that is named Lady Boss Conference. We have psychologists, we have stylish, we have doctors, we have dentists, everything. I try to that they have everything. Some of them, they say, okay, Nitzeira, I'm really afraid to do all this project. I'm really afraid to open a small business, and we help them why are you afraid to open a small business? I don't know if it will not work because the psychologists that many persons just have on them just make they feel like they are small, that they cannot do nothing in life. So we just tell them, okay, you can do it.
Yeah, that sounds really positive because sometimes we are our worst enemy, aren't we? Maybe not trying something because we're worried about it not working or being unsure. So it's lovely that you support each other. And
Lady Boss born from my uncle, his wife. She met an accident. So when she met an accident, she was like, I don't want to live again. I just want to leave everything. So I don't know why I stay who I am. And I say, okay, do you have 2 kids? How can you say that you don't want it? If God give you an opportunity, you don't have to ask him why. You have to ask him for what. Maybe you can be inspiration for other women, Just keep going ahead with your life. You still have your job. Someone meet an accident, They don't have their job. They lose their job. Their husband just say, okay, bye-bye. I don't want to be with you in this way. But you have to thank God you have a husband. You have your family. You have your kids. Everyone is being there with you. And she said, well, who do you think that can inspire someone? I told her, you receive many recognitions. Why you don't use this? And you spread your voice. She said, I don't think I can. I said, okay, I want to do a community with that name Lady Boss. And you will be our first speakers. She said, no, I cannot do it. I said, yes, you can do it. Just like that. I just posted on Instagram. So we're having the first Lady Boss. So okay. So when she went to the stage and she just opened her mouth, many women was crying, saying, I'm not in the same situation like she, but I'm facing many things in my life. And sometimes I think that I just don't want to live. I think so many things, and I really want to be a lady boss. So that is how Lady Boss born.
Oh, I think that's so inspiring, and that people could relate to her story and how she got through it. Because everybody faces difficulties at various times in their life, and we shouldn't pretend that it doesn't happen.
Yes, and different. And that is what I say. You are not the only one that's facing difficult, you know. Many someone having one different than you or harder than your one. But you always have to try to make what happened to you inspire other one. And I always told them, don't ask yourself, why me, why me, why me? Don't do this, you know. You have to say, okay, if this happened to me, it's for a reason. I always tell them, for example, when it rains, you can see a big storm. But after that, what you see? A nice rainbow, you know? So this means that you are passing through a storm in your life, but after that, you will see a rainbow. No storm is just keep away along, you know? It will have an end. When something beginning, it have an end. So your end will be your rainbow.
I can tell you've really, you're really fired up about that community that you're growing, and you give a lot of energy to it. What do you think? Is there anything, I do ask most of the guests that I've had, I've asked them about a book, and I don't know, but is there a book that you would recommend to anyone? A book that just inspired you?
Well, let me see. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah. What did you get from that?
You have me, why Nitzeira, or what do you get for this that you will say? Because when I read this book, actually a teacher is who gave me this book. So you always spoken about business. So when he gave me this book and I sit and read it, I say, it's truth. It inspired me to open business. It inspired me to teach my kids about business, to don't have this poor mind, because we can do more than that we think. We always have like a wall in front of us. Like, my life is this. Went to school, I'm graduate, I have a job, I have my relation, and I stay at home. But why you don't put on your mind and say, why I have to work for someone? Someone can work for me. For example, when Amazon beginning was just like a garage. So
yeah,
if they could do it this way, why I cannot? But we have something in life. We want everything come quickly, and it cannot be. We have to work step by step. My brother always tell me, if you want, for example, a mango tree, you have to have first the seed. When you have the seed, you have to dig the dirt. When you dig the dirt, you have to wait for 2-3 years so you can see the fruit. Life is just like that, step by step. It's like that. Today you go, you dig the dirt, you sow your seed, and tomorrow you have your plant with the fruit. Everything is a process.
Yeah, but we do lack patience, even more than ever.
Patience. And this book helped me to blow my mind. So always when I went to conference that I have to inspire a student, I always tell them, read this book. Every one of you can open a business little by little and keep inspiring yourself and know that success will not come from today till tomorrow.
I love that. And that was from school, Nitzeira. So you were starting your entrepreneurial kind of streak very early, weren't you? Definitely. So being an entrepreneur or having that mindset, you know, lots of entrepreneurs have had failures as well. I was actually thinking back to, I faced failure very early in my career. So I studied science and I qualified. I studied something I was really interested in, geology. And then I thought I would be working in the oil industry.
Okay.
And so that 4-year process, I did a postgraduate as well. So I come out a shiny new graduate ready to work in the oil industry. And then the price of oil was dropped so low that there was no job for me anywhere, no expiration. So I didn't really have that career. It wasn't even there anymore in terms of what I had expected. So that was quite a big failure when you're just a graduate. So then I changed to a bit of research, short term in science, but then I sort of accidentally moved into marketing. And then I realized that it suited me a lot better than maybe sitting in a laboratory and looking down a microscope or writing research papers. So I accidentally moved into marketing and communications. And then again, I accidentally moved into maritime because I wasn't looking for a job in maritime. I was looking for a job in communications. And I ended up working for the Coast Guard in the UK for 18 years. So maybe a little bit, you know, it's interesting your pathway. You didn't grow up saying, I'm going to be a sailor. You know, I was going to be a scientist, but that didn't really work out. So I didn't have a master plan to become, to work in maritime. And I wonder, you know, have you faced any failure that you want to tell me about and what you learned from it?
What I can tell you that I learned from it is that life is not about what you plan. Life is about just living it day by day. That is what I learned from it, because I'm sure I did plan that I was going to be a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. I never have a tool in my hand. So what I always tell people sometimes that you say that you want to be this, you want to be that. But sometimes your life or destination have something better for you.
Yes. Yeah, so we shouldn't really see it as failure. It's just a pathway, isn't it?
No. I don't see any failures in it, no, because it's what about life have for you. It's what about life you have for you.
Yeah, which we can't always see, can we? We can't always foresee what's coming.
Yes, we cannot see what's coming, you know. For example, my brother, he's died 10 years ago.
Oh,
yes.
So sorry.
Yes, he's died. My older brother, he's died 10 years ago. He did have cancer. But what was like very confusing in our life, that he was young pastor, he was in church, good boy. When they have 15 years, no, 18 is when they know that he have cancer. And we always say like, okay, good boy, good dad, good husband. He is in church. He have good things in life. Who could we expect, or who we could think that when he did have 18, we need to get to know that he have cancer? No one, you know. It's just, okay, he have cancer, 10 days, 10 years fighting with this. And just when one day we just wake up, my mom say, okay, I see your dad. Yeah, I see your brother. Like, he's don't move, don't nothing. I say, oh, maybe he's quiet, he's sleeping. She said, okay, I'm going to the hospital. Okay, my mom just come through to the door. I went in the bedroom. When I say, wait, when I put just my head on his chest, I don't feel his breathing. So I look at my sister-in-law and I say, my brother died. She said, yes. I say, yes. So when I call my mom, I said, Mom. She said, what? I say, come here, please. She said, what? So she was coming. She said, hey, I have to go to the hospital and look for his medicine. So I say, Mom, Junior died. She said, what? I say, yes. She said, but he was speaking with me last night. Everything was good. This morning, when I say, like, okay, he's the one wake up. Are you sure your brother died? I say, yes, Mom, he's died. So that is what I can say. We don't know what would happen today, what would happen tomorrow. That is why I always tell everybody that live your life day by day. Sometimes we say, I have to think in future. Yes. But don't keep pushing it away in your mind that I have to think in future. Because you don't know. Today we are here. Tomorrow we don't know.
Yes. I wonder if that's, losing someone really unexpectedly like that. I wonder if it's pushed you to be so proactive at just, you're never procrastinating about anything. You just get on and go and do it. You set up the Nautical Institute in Panama in like under 2 years, which is pretty impressive.
And I always say that he's someone that inspired me, because I remember that one day I told him that I'm tired being studying, and I don't see like my life or my career is successful. He look at me and he say, you have to study. Don't keep putting your mind that my career is not successful. I'm studying and I don't see that I cannot pass from port inspectors. Your time would come. But don't stop studying. Don't look at your side. If someone not doing it same like you, but their career is successful because they have contacto mata curriculum.
Yes, the lovely Spanish for who do you know?
I told him like, okay, but I'm really tired. So him say, I need you to study because I know that one day I will die. And I have 2 children. And I know you will support my child when I'm not here. When he say this word to me, I say, oh, okay. What are you saying? Him say, yes, I know one day I will die, But I need you to support my kids when I'm not here. And that is the main reason why I keep studying and keep studying. So, because I say, he see a potential in me. He tell me keep studying. If I will not put that on my mind that keep studying, I will not apply to this scholarship that I apply.
Wow.
I will not be here at this moment speaking with you.
Yeah.
I will not have all the achievement that I have in my life, in my professional career.
He's left a real legacy, in everything that you've done, which is incredible, isn't it? That if he could see, he'd be like, you've done it. You went out there and did it.
That is what my mom always said to me. I'm done. When I have to realize that when I receive like recognitions, I say like, I would like he should be here. And I tell him, hey, I did it, What you tell me was true. Just keep studying and just put your mind on studying. I always say that. I always say when there is something, I always say, okay, this is not for me, this is for my brother. This is not for me, this is for my brother. I always put
Well, he's there. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. It's really moving. And as I said, it's a legacy that is going on now. What would you say to ladies, women who are thinking about joining maritime industry right now, or maybe they're starting out in their careers? Have you got any hopes or any advice?
What I can say, if you can dream it, you can do it. Don't listen to negative opinions. Don't do it. If you say, I want to be a captain, you will do it. If you say you want to be an oiler, you will do it. Don't listen to negative people. I always say that when someone gives you a negative opinion, they are not speaking about you. They are speaking about themselves. Because they don't do any achievement in life. They just want you to be like that. In Panama, we say, las personas te quieren ver bien, pero no mejor que ellos. In English, it means that people want to see you good, but no better than them.
Yes.
So,
yeah, exactly.
So just keep thinking on your future, on your dreams, and what do you have here? Because what do you have here is what they put you over there.
Yeah, but it's interesting what you also say about that. Yes, you work to your dream and keep to your dream, but that might not just happen overnight. You can't just wish it into happening. You have to work. Yes.
Yeah. I have to work for it. In my case, what I sacrifice is to raise my son. Him 3 first years of life, I was not here. When I returned, my oldest daughter, she said, you abandoned me. I said, no. She was 7. So when I returned, she said, Mom, you abandoned me. I said, no, don't say that. No, she had more. Because she said, Mom, I'm sorry to let you abandon me.
Yes.
My son, he used to call me aunt. When I returned, he like, aunt. I said, okay. So that's what I sacrifice. In life, we have to sacrifice something.
Yes. But now you're in a position that you've made the best of that time that you had. So, you have your son at home with you today?
Yes.
Yeah, lovely.
No, he say mom. No, he's calling me mom. But I think that hearing his sister like mom is when they say mom. So sometimes when you ask him like, where is your mom? Because he can call my mom.
Yeah, he has 2 mums.
He say, I have 2 moms. Which one?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So you've had a good support there system. You've had the other mum when you weren't there. So, yeah.
We have 2 moms.
Good. It's good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your personal feelings, your life, your motivations with me, because, you really are a successful woman in maritime. You're young, you've done so much already. I think you're going to do a lot more. And I think it's very good for other people to hear, how do you get there? What's the pathway, which is not always a straight line. And it's really inspiring. So thank you, Nitzeira. Thank you so much.
If your brand belongs in the heart of the yachting world, this is where it happens. Yachting International Radio reaches over 1 million yachting professionals and enthusiasts every month, with 77 million impressions, 220,000 social followers, and 74,000 podcast subscribers. Our hosts are insiders, crew, captains, CEOs, trusted voices shaping the industry. This is targeted, high-impact advertising in a luxury niche. Visit yachtinginternationalradio.com/advertise. Your audience is already listening.